He is 39 years old. He has just played 120 grueling minutes of football, and right now, he is standing in the middle of a pitch in New Jersey, crying. This was supposed to be history. The reigning champions of Europe facing the reigning champions of the world. Argentina arrived here one match away from becoming the first team in 64 years to win back-to-back World Cups. And the script seemed perfectly written. Lionel Messi, playing his sixth and final World Cup, lined up opposite Spain's 19-year-old prodigy, Lamine Yamal. A clean, symbolic handover of the sports crown, from the veteran to the new golden boy. We are heavily conditioned to expect our sports legends to author their own triumphant exits. When a player dominates a game for 2 decades, we anticipate a final scene where they walk off into the sunset holding a trophy. So when that doesn't happen, when the final image is instead a battered, exhausted player wearing a runner-up medal, we have to ask what that means. Does an agonizing loss at the very end of a career break the greatest story in modern sports? Or does it show us something we couldn't see before? To understand the end of this match, you have to look past the fairy tale marketing, because the match itself was a beating. Argentina didn't reach the final by dominating their opponents. They survived by walking a tightrope, leaning heavily on their goalkeeper, Emiliano Martinez, to bail them out with save after desperate save. This chart shows the offensive output of both teams in the first half of the final. You can easily spot Spain putting up 20 total attempts, with 12 on target. Down here, Argentina's total number of shots, and even their total touches inside the Spanish penalty area, sits at absolute 0. And that offensive drought reveals a deeper structural flaw. Looking at Argentina's path to the final, they played 4 knockout matches. In those 4 matches, they did not hold a lead at the 90th minute a single time. You can only play that mathematical game of roulette for so long. Eventually, relying on late escapes instead of sustained pressure will catch up with you, especially when you face the most precise passing side on the planet. When the clock hit 90 minutes in New Jersey with the score still level, the stadium braced for another miraculous Argentine escape. Then, deep into stoppage time, Enzo Fernandez went into a late challenge, a second yellow card, and suddenly Argentina were down to 10 men. Playing extra time with a one-man disadvantage is difficult under any circumstances. Doing it when your squad is already physically spent, having barely touched the ball for 2 hours against Spain, is a tactical death sentence. They managed to hold on for the first 15 minutes. But just 37 seconds into the second half of extra time, Ferran Torres fired the ball into the back of the net, completely closing the door on any chance of a comeback. It was a stark contrast to the other end of the pitch. Messi had exactly one clear opportunity in the 5th minute, a sprint against the goalkeeper that he lost. That single chance vanished and never returned. The sheer volume of defensive work and physical exhaustion finally outweighed the team's lingering aura. The myth collapsed, leaving behind the cold reality of a lost final. In the immediate aftermath, the emotional toll was visible. Manager Lionel Scaloni faced the press, admitting he had cried his heart out in the dressing room, but insisting his players had to learn how to be great in defeat. Messi himself remained silent on his international future, offering only a pre-match photo of his boots inscribed with the words, "The Last Tango." With his club contract in Miami running until 2028, his playing days are far from over, but the World Cup door appears firmly closed. And here is the reality about that closed door. Walking away from a brutal loss in 2026 does absolutely nothing to damage his legacy. The defining argument of his career, the one that had followed him for 15 years, was permanently settled 4 years ago. He already won the World Cup in Qatar. Everything since then has been a bonus. This tournament serves as a postscript, a look at what happens when a legend continues to play simply for the love of the game, pushing his body against younger, faster opponents long after the primary mission of his hero's journey is complete. Leaving the pitch at 39, entirely depleted and falling short, is the most human ending possible. It strips away the invincibility, and in doing so, it makes the flawless magic of his prime years feel all the more extraordinary.